Only you.
Baby girl, what you doing? Girl, 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 girl. This mic is heavier than the Holocaust. Oh, Kale, be our third person.
Be our rock, Kale. Be our rock, dude.
Get
The
Kale a
people
chair.
want to know what you have to say.
Can we do three?
The people want to know what you have to say, Kale.
Three? Can we do three? Three humans? Can we do three?
Aye, aye, Captain.
We could talk into the mic separately. Let me take this.
The banquet. What?
So how pissed am I gonna get? Sanyalu.
Some of that quick math we love so much in powerlifting.
Okay, we've got our 105 kilo equipped superstars, sub-junior Ario Sanyalu and junior Chase Lawton in the building, aka the Monster, aka Juicy. First, let's start with the junior, the veteran of the group here, Chase Lawton. First, just tell us, first of all, congratulations on your performance today.
Thank you.
You did great out there. And second, just kind of walk us through the day, how you were feeling, and how everything unfolded for you.
I woke up at 5 a.m., about 4 hours of sleep. I did get to eat breakfast before I weighed in. That was a big plus. And like 2 glasses of orange juice on a plate later, I was ready to weigh in. Made weight, 100 kilos. I was feeling good all day. Got into the warm-up room, wasn't feeling good all day. It was pretty cool though. I mean, I started off with squat. It was a little bit rushed, but we got through it pretty well. And it could have been a better squat day, I'd say. I definitely messed up my third by trying to sink it a lot harder than I usually do. So that was kind of like why did you change things up? The first 2 were good. Why'd you do something different? But, got to keep moving. Move on to bench. Bench was solid. The juries try to say it wasn't solid, but to me that bench was solid. We got that overruled. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Saw you. Anyway, we got through all of the benches with no harm. Then we got to deadlift. I was going to open up with 600, and I should have hit another warm-up set before I went out to do the 600 because when I went out there, I went down and the suit went up, but I didn't go all the way up with the suit, so I got called for a soft lockout. In the second, it was fixed because I was positioned correctly, so I fixed on the second. And the third was like, hey, I got third place locked in, so I mean, we just pull for second. Why not? Didn't get it, but hey, we did it. We did it. We did it all.
And how'd you finish off?
Third with a silver and bench.
Amazing. So coming into this, I mean, you were the reigning sub-junior world champion from last year. You moved up an age group competing against people that are a little bit older than you. And then also it sounds like you weighed in a lot lighter than probably some of your competitors did.
Very.
So finishing third, given those 2 disadvantages that you were working with, how do you feel about that?
I think I did good. I I think I did really pretty well to the adversity. The sweat was really bad. My heart was pumping. John has like a thing with his knee wraps where they're really tight, and well, I had to do like a mile walk in really tight knee wraps. I got a little bit lightheaded there, but all said and done, I had a great day. I feel like I had a great day. It's just really hard to be good at Worlds. It's very hard to bring whatever you do. Even coming from Nationals, it's just very hard to do good at Worlds.
So going forward, you're a very young junior. You're going to have several more years left in the junior age group. So what are some of the takeaways that you're going to try to improve upon so that your next Worlds performance will go even better?
Definitely lift more weight is a big one. Fill out my weight class more. Probably train faster just because, this is like 2 hours and 30 minutes. For 9 lifts, that's very fast, especially for me. I take about an hour to get in my squat suit on the regular, so those are a couple things that I think I could probably improve on.
Okay, those great answers from the veteran Chase Lawton. Rio, you didn't have the day that you wanted. I know that going into it, there was some talk around on the team that you were really nervous about bench, in particular coming into today. That you were kind of in your head a little bit about bench all week. So just kind of take us through the day, how it happened, how it unfolded on squat, and then what happened on bench, and then just how you still finished strong.
Well, I woke up late. I got a phone call from a friend that woke me up at 7. I think I got up on time. Scrambled out of bed, made it to equipment checks on time, got all that done, but my socks that I had weren't regulation, and they were my normal socks, so I was scrambling to find different socks, and a friend lent me one. I did good on weigh-ins. I weighed in at 102.5, something around there. Pretty good for me because I normally weigh in exactly at 105, and that makes some issues when I have to cut pretty fast in a couple of minutes. And then I had a pretty good breakfast, a lot of apple juice, and that helped me wake up. That's a blessing thing here. And then warm-ups went perfect for me, honestly. I felt great. Squat, the first one was good. The second one, I got called on depth. I was confused on that call. And third one, that was parallel, so I couldn't even argue with the refs. And then bench was bench. That was a day. For my first year of equipped, I think I did pretty solid, like meeting the standard to come here, John giving me the opportunity, like getting selected and all, and everyone for their support. So I honestly just greatly appreciate it, and I was happy to be here. And my favorite lift of the day, deadlift, of course. I got my first one. I was really tired. So I got my first one. That felt awful. The second one, I missed a grip issue and may have pulled something in the back. We don't know yet. But I called the last one, and for the rest of the day, I didn't really feel bad. I was just excited. I was happy. I got to cheer on my teammates more, and then it was just the clarity that I got it done with, and then I get to see everyone else lift, and then, hey, at least I made it.
So what do you attribute the issues on bench to?
I'm not very good at, I'm not very good at benching at all. According to everyone that watched, I grip very narrow. And so I think this off-season, we are this off-season, we're going to fix that, try and get a little wider, and work out the grooves with the bench shirt.
You have a really great attitude about it because when someone bombs out, you tend to get really irritated and have, lead them to have an even worse day, and can be sort of like dejected and, embarrassed, things like that. But you, in true Rio form, came back and, got your deadlift and then went back into the crowd, and everyone could hear your voice up there on the platform throughout the whole week, cheering them on, and you just went right back to it, and you sound like you have a really great attitude about it. So if you were to give someone advice on how to mentally handle dealing with bombing out from a sub-junior, no less, what would it be?
For me, I just thought, my coach always told us, if you miss something, you can always do it again, or if you miss it again, you can always work it out in practice. You have a lot of time, honestly, to lift more and more, get stronger, train harder. It's not always the last thing when you bomb out. It's not the end of the world. You live on. So I just say, keep it going, keep a good attitude, and then work harder the next time.
And I think you had, among the whole team, probably one of the most fun times here at the World Championships. Do you want to just kind of describe what it was like being here all week at the biggest powerlifting competition for your age group that you could possibly be at?
Well, when we landed, I was very confused. And when I got to the hotel, I was just like, oh, this place is magnificent. Like, I haven't been to a hotel like this in a very, very long time. And so, let's see. I looked up a lot of stuff before I got here. And we went to the salt mines. Well, I went to salt mines just by myself randomly. Don't tell my mom. We went to the mall. Chasey Poo over here. Saw a lot of things he liked.
Yeah.
Pretty great. What else? I took a walk of the Botanical Gardens. I visited I got a sneak peek at the bodybuilding competition that was like 10 minutes away. I didn't even know it was there. I was just poking around with some friends. I met a couple of like nice Lithuanians and Polish people. They are some amazing people, honestly. I didn't know they were even that strong. And just getting to know them and then interacting with like other people from different countries and learning their culture as well was probably the most exciting thing for me.
Chase, this question's for you. Last year, obviously, you were a sub-junior world champion, and this year, you, as a first-year junior, you made the world team. But could you just kind of describe a little bit, maybe the expectations or the maybe what you thought, how you thought it was going to go as a sub-junior, and then kind of maybe the reality, kind of actually being in the juniors and competing against this in this older age group?
Sub-junior, I thought I was the king. And then I got old. And I wasn't the king. And then I met like a bunch of 22 and 23-year-olds that are already balding, and then there's me. But going from sub-junior to junior, it's a very big jump because you don't think about it, but the juniors have been lifting, some of the juniors have been lifting for 3 more years, more bone density, just kind of biological factors that make them strong, as well as good coaching, good training. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I mean, I'm happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to live. And I told myself, no matter what happens, I'm happy to be here. Anything else that happens, it's a plus. So I'm going to smile about it. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question for Rio now. Rio, what are some things you're going to take away from this meet and kind of finish off your high school season? What are some things you're going to take away that you hope will improve you as a lifter going forward?
Training harder. With football and all, I've been running around a lot, and I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm just saying I probably pushed myself a lot more than I probably should have this season. But I'm pretty much all grateful for it. I think anyone who's came to this level, I mean, this is my first year, and I made it. Meeting Chase here, strong oaf he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very amazing guy.
Thank you.
Meeting guys like him and just other folk, I think it makes me want to train harder and all. And learning the bench shirt, I don't know the grooves of it, being honest with you. Like, I go through the motions, and I think I can get more technical with it, especially with my deadlift as well and my squat technique, learning how to brace correctly, more or less, like, get my power and drive quicker. So I think that would be the best one.
No? Okay, we're going to let you go. We got to get to the banquet here. So congratulations again on your performance. We're proud of both of you. We can't wait to see what you do next. Chase, we know you're going to Ottawa. Rio, we know that you're still going to be competing at the high school level. You still got a really bright future ahead of you. And we're just excited to see you on the Powerlifting America platform again soon. So thank you for your performance and representing your country.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we've got the 120 kilo superstars. We've got Cale McDaniel, the sub-junior, and we've got Chandler Loescher, the junior, the Chan man. To start off with, let's go with Big Chan, and just kind of tell us how the day unfolded for you.
Wait, can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Tell us how the day unfolded for you.
Well, it was a pretty good meet overall for my first junior world championships. It was a good comeback for me because I DQ'd at nationals, so I felt like I was able to redeem myself. Like I said, squat was in between a mid and pretty good day. I'm happy with it though, and I went 3 for 3 on bench, and the warm-ups for bench didn't really feel the best. So I played it safe, lowered my opener just a little bit, and took 10-kilo jumps each time, and it went really good. And same with deadlifts. I played it conservative, and it just went really good from there. I hit a total PR too, and I got second for bench.
All right, well, congratulations on your performance. That was a great performance. And what did you do to kind of get yourself feeling right on bench? You're known as a really big bencher, and I could see in the warm-up room that you weren't really feeling very good going into it. But like, how did you get your mind right? And then did getting that first one in, did something click, and then you were able to then hit 2 more and then go hit 3 deadlifts?
Well, I was just overreacting a little bit because like I said at nationals I DQ'd on bench, and that's like my best lift. So it was trying to play with my mind, but I didn't let it. One thing I did was I prayed before I went out there, and that always helps me, and it calmed me down, and I went out there and just did my job.
Like Chase, you were reigning world champion as a sub-junior. You just aged into the juniors. You were going against people that are older than yourself. So what was your mindset coming into this as far as what would be a successful day for you, and then do you think that you accomplished it?
I think I did accomplish it because I had fun with what I did, and I just told myself coming in, it's like I may not win, but like I might get like 4th or 5th, but in my mind I'm still winning because I had a great day.
That's a really great perspective. And then let's go over to Cale. Go ahead and take us through how the day unfolded for you, and tell us about all those medals that you got there on your chest.
So I started off the day having a really good squat. I came in a squat really happy, 3 for 3, hit a new meet PR. I placed gold in squat. That was great. And then bench came along, got the first 2, but on the third one, I really don't even know what I did. It's just, it came forward and I lost it. I mean, overall, I went 2 for 3, got silver. Not bad, but could have done better. And then deadlift came along. Deadlift wasn't that good for me. I hit my opener, but the second attempt was pretty rough. I didn't have my back tight enough, and it showed. I locked my knees out before I locked my hips out, and I couldn't finish the lift. And I just gave it all I had that time and couldn't do it again. And I went 1 for 3 on deadlift and got silver too. So.
And then how'd you finish overall?
I placed second, but I tied with first. And the only reason I didn't get first is because he was lighter than me.
So how did that make you feel afterwards? In the warm-up room, you said some words to me. Do you want to say what you said to me in the warm-up room?
I mean, it definitely sucks to lose to a tie over the weight. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. He won. And I'm just going to come back next year, do it again.
Cale, this being your first World Championships, first of many, I'm sure. What's kind of just your initial takeaway of the competition at this level? From the competition to, maybe the speed of the meet, the location, being in a different country, the warm-up rooms. It's not very cool, So what's just some of your takeaways from this meet compared to, say, a local meet or one of our national meets?
Like Chase said, it's a huge jump from nationals to worlds, And I mean, being in a whole different country, getting over here was, it took a minute, and it did take a minute, but it was hot over here, especially when they turn the AC off at night. That sucks. And then I'm sleeping on an air mattress, so. But other than that, I mean, it's a big mindset game, really, at the end of the day. And if you come into it with the right mindset, I think you'll do better.
Chandler, this question's for you. This being your second World Championships, I noticed how nervous you were kind of throughout the meet, and you alluded to the fact that a lot of it was from your most recent competition where you bombed out on bench. But I'm also a person who gets extremely nervous before meets as well. I kind of like to see that, you know, because it kind of shows how much it means to you. Maybe if you could just describe how much it means to you. I mean, and you know, how nervous you got, and maybe just elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like, I remember the reason why I started powerlifting was because of football. Like, I grew up around football. But, like, there was always like something in my mind told me that football wasn't for me. But I kind of ignored it. Like, I thought it was meant for me, but it wasn't. But then once I started like training more and more and more, I was like, this is definitely for me. So quit football, loved lifting, loved the idea of just building muscle, getting huge and getting strong. And it really means a lot to me because it's what I love doing. So whenever I was out there and I was getting all nervous and stuff, it was just like the scary fact, like that I got DQ'd because of bench. And it's just like, it just really means a lot to me. So like, it's just hard to handle sometimes, but I was able to overcome it and just attack it.
Well, I thought you did a great job. If you could just kind of run through your benches and maybe get a little bit more in depth. You know, you said your bench warm-ups didn't go great. You know, and like you said, you were nervous. What's kind of going through your head at that point? And you know, we lowered your opener, but just kind of more in-depth look. What's going through your mind? And when you go out there and get ready for your opener, you know, where's your head at that point?
My head gets in, like, it really gets in the game once I get on the platform. It's like, whenever I'm warming up, it's different, but like, it's like kind of like a downloading process. Like, it just goes up each time. Whenever I get to like the area where I'm sitting at before I go out there, it's like 90% complete ready. And then once I get on the platform, it's like 100% ready. So it's like, I lose all of my mind. I just think about that one lift and attack it as much as I can. And the environment was also kind of different. Like, I'm used to eating like 5 times a day. I wasn't able to eat like as healthy as I usually do. I usually eat like a lot of chicken, a lot of rice, a lot of beef, a lot of pasta and stuff like that, and some vegetables. Not many. But yeah, that could have been a factor. But other than that, I think I did great, and I'm really happy with what I was able to accomplish.
And Chan, what's next for you? What's your next goal in powerlifting after these World Championships?
Well, I'm debating on if I want to take a 1-year break just to train and get bigger and stronger, then return the next year, or if I want to do like a 6 to 8 month break and then do nationals and then do worlds. But I don't know yet because my body's just like it's just feeling beat up. Like the past 2 years, I didn't really have an off season because I would compete in high school also, and I would also, so it would be 4 meets in 1 year. They were all equipped too. Not much time in between them. Like, I had regionals and state, then nationals, then worlds, and that happened for 2 years straight. So I feel like if I did take the time off from equipment for a while, I feel like I'd come back like a monster. I feel like I'd come back and people wouldn't know what's coming to hit them.
That'll be awesome. And maybe jump into a raw meet sometime too. That could be fun.
I probably will.
So, and then Kale, same question for you. Are you more fired up after coming to these World Championships than you were coming into the World Championships?
I do say so. Getting here, I didn't really know what to expect, and then after, I think I'll be ready next year. So
is your next goal to just get back to these World Championships again?
yeah.
All right. Well, is anyone in the audience? Oh, Alex.
So my question is for Chandler, and
course it
you
is.
spoke a little bit about your food situation and how it changes since you're overseas. I know that the food situation was a lot more difficult in Turkey last year, but if you had to run through your meals this week leading up to the meet, can you kind of tell us about them and how you prepared food-wise for it?
Of course. So, I lived off of burgers and fries again this year, but Coach Tom had me say, he told me, because I was telling him like how I was eating and stuff like that. I was like, dude, I'm not able to eat like what I'm supposed to, you know? He's like, well, cut the fries in half and only eat the burger patty, because I was like on the weight class. So he's like, yeah, cut the fries in half and just eat the burger patty. And for breakfast, I would eat. Breakfast was really good. Had 6 boiled eggs, 4 pieces of toast, and a cup of apple juice every day for breakfast. But other than that, like, I wish I could have eaten my chicken and rice and beef and pasta, but sometimes everything can't go your way. You just have to push through it, you know?
That's a great mindset.
The fries were pretty good, though.
That's a great mindset, Chan, that we can all take away from this. If there's no other questions, we're going to let you guys go. We're really proud of you. Congratulations on your performance, and we can't wait to see what you do next. So with that, thank you, and thank you for representing your country.
Thank you, Party Paul.
Okay, next up, we've got the super heavyweights. We've got Kellen Myers, the sub-junior, and we've got Luke Mellon, the junior. First of all, congratulations to both of you on your performances today. And to start off with, let's go to Luke and just kind of tell us how you were able to battle through adversity and exceed expectations today on your performance.
Well, I guess training didn't go so well going into this. Been pretty banged up the last couple weeks. Obviously, the long travel here doesn't help. And then I heard a certain someone within our organization decided to make a bet against me. So that kind of gave me the fuel I needed to, at least get a total today. And
So you're
also prove him wrong.
So you're welcome. Okay. All
Sure.
right. So take us through the day, though. Tell us, you didn't have a squat suit.
Yeah,
So-
didn't have a squat suit for a variety of reasons, but was still able to use wraps, which went decently well. And then had a bench shirt. That was the only thing that was kind of feeling good during training. So I was able to PR on that. And then deadlift, after my third bench, my back was pretty messed up. So we just decided to cut our losses, get a total, and stop there because it wasn't worth any further injury.
So you described this as a retirement tour for you. So what did it mean for you to make it to this World Championships? Because you competed at the World Championships last year, so you're a veteran of the World's competition. And so what do you mean by this was like your victory lap or your retirement tour? And what did it mean to you, again, to be up there again this year?
I was glad that I got invited. I've been powerlifting for 9 years, almost nonstop, really no off season, always trying to get into one meet one way or another. In college, that's all I did. And then so now that I'm aging out of the juniors and I've graduated college, you know, life's gotten very different. So it's time for things to change and be involved in the sport different ways through, you know, judging and working for Powerlifting America, things like that.
How cool was it in the warm-up room seeing some of like the legendary coaches from the other countries and getting your one last rap job from Mike Z and using his bench shirt and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was a pretty full circle moment, you know, when Mike was the one that got me into Equipped when he was my coach in college. So it was pretty, you know, full circle to finish off with, you know, Mike wrapping my knees for one last time, using the bench shirt that he gave me that I've been using all the way since I started Equipped. And yeah, I mean, seeing all these other coaches that are, you know, legends in the sport was pretty amazing. And, you know, Mike and I were sitting there, you know, pointing them all out in between lifts and watching what they were doing with their athletes. So it's been a fun ride.
For sure. And Kellen, let's kick it over to you next. You're a young sub-junior, and you had a great performance today. Congratulations. You see all those medals around your neck. What was it like for you being here? This was your first World Championships, is that right?
Yes.
So what was the whole experience like being at the World Championships for you?
I hate plane rides. Had a however long flight, no AC. Felt like I had a fever the whole time. I was sweating so much. And here, there's barely any AC. It's very hot. The chairs are not big enough. I have bruises on the outside of my legs from the chairs. But met some cool people, I guess. Didn't really like the food here. The breakfast was, Their eggs looked radioactive. I didn't really want to mess with them. But the restaurant wasn't bad. They had good pasta. That's about it. Yeah, I met the Ukrainians. They were amazing. Funniest people in the world.
So how was the overall experience in terms of, like you said, meeting people from other countries? Is it something that you would like to do again?
Yeah, for that part, yes. I like meeting the other people.
And then tell us about your actual performance as well.
I was very surprised on squat. I haven't had a squat workout in like 2 weeks, and I managed to squat to depth and not bum out, so that's all that mattered to me. And then bench, that sucked because I've had a really good bench this whole prep, but my shirt wasn't fitting right, too sweaty, couldn't get it on right, so it was not as good as I wanted it to be. And deadlift is as expected. It was terrible. But it did go better than I thought it was going to go based on my warm-ups, because I was in the warm-up room barely. I wasn't getting my warm-ups. I couldn't lock them out. And then I walked out there and I locked it out easily, so I don't know. Very confusing day.
Kellen, I'm going to put you on the spot. Did you feel like listening to your coach helped your deadlift?
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe this one time.
Put that on the record.
Maybe this one time.
Okay. Luke, for you, I just want to say it's been a pleasure coaching you and getting to know you. I guess I wanted you to just maybe elaborate kind of what, I know we talked before the meet, and you said if it was any other meet, you probably would have withdrawn kind of way before. If you could maybe just elaborate, you know, obviously it's Worlds, but kind of what kept you in this meet despite all your setbacks and kind of all since telling you to withdraw?
I mean, 2 answers to that. First answer being plane ticket was already bought, so that's expensive to give up on. I mean, but the second part is, you know, there's no environment like a world meet, and so even though I knew, you know, I was going to just come in and try to scrap together a total, I was, you know, I wanted to do it and just kind of, you know, like Paul said earlier, my victory lap or retirement tour or whatever we want to call it, just kind of soaking it all in and enjoying, you know, all the accomplishments that I've been lucky enough to achieve over the last like 8.5, 9 years. And, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel going into it. I was starting to get banged up a couple weeks ago, and then it just started to all fall apart from there, worse and worse. But, there is some energy about competing where, you get a little boost from that. So things started to feel okay while I was warming up. But then obviously, towards bench, things started to fall apart. But yeah, it's been fun, and I'm glad I did it. It's another chapter in the book.
Definitely. What does it mean to have your personal coach handling you, even though he's not very experienced?
Well, I'm glad that I could give him the opportunity to coach somebody of my caliber, but it was fun. The backstory to it is, Mike was the one that got me into Equip, like I said, but we also made a bet about a year ago that if I somehow made, the junior world team again, he was gonna have to come all the way out here just to handle me one last time before I aged out. And so I ended up qualifying by doing just the bar at nationals to get through the meet. So Mike was trying to take back the bet, and I wouldn't let him. But it was fun to have him by my side one last time. We did university this year together, and now this. So it's been fun getting to learn about Equipped with him.
Does anyone else have any questions? Yeah. Kill.
How did you talk to the Ukrainians?
I used Google Translate mostly. Learned some of their words. Pretty funny words. And hand motions. That's about it, though. They were funny, though. It was funny hearing them trying to speak English or type, and then they mess up. They were funny. Everything about them was funny.
All right, this question's going to be aimed towards Luke. Luke, in this competition, we, in a way, coined you the nickname The Melon. Altogether, the audience was really into your lifting today. How did that make you feel through the environment?
Yeah, there's nothing better than, when the audience gives you energy as you're going out. There's nothing like it. But so yeah, it was fun hearing all the crazy chants that you guys were throwing my way while I'm trying to focus on, lifting hundreds of pounds of weight. But it was, I enjoy it, so it was a good time.
Okay. Kellen, how special was it to have your dad here handling you and or working with you in the warm-up room and just kind of being here guiding you all week?
Well, it's pretty good because he's basically been with me through the whole powerlifting journey since I started like 3 years ago. And it's always been helpful because I'm needy and I can make him do stuff like tie my shoes when I'm in a suit, pull my leg, make him do all the stuff nobody wants to do because he has to. That's the good part about it.
Were you in any way jealous seeing him carry all those lifters out onto the platform earlier in the week? And
yeah, maybe, but then I know I couldn't carry myself, so.
Are you going to get him in some kind of training program so we can carry you out there?
I think he needs some surgery on his back first.
Scott is saying he could carry you right now.
He's picked me up before.
I think we should see it.
I think his back needs some special like metal in it first.
So, is there anything you want to say to your dad, coming all the way out here with you, and just all the hard work that he put in this week for the whole team, as well as yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Should have carried me. You're picking favorites.
All right, and then last thing, Kellen, what did it mean to you to represent your country on the biggest stage in powerlifting for your age group?
It actually, I felt good because like this whole week I've had like, every time I was watching people squat, and squat always makes me nervous going heavy, getting under the bar, because I don't know, it's just, squat just does that. Nothing else does that but squat. It'll give me like, Yeah, that. But I was walking out and I felt fine. It was crazy. I haven't felt that way since like state, which was in March or something. And also because I hadn't squatted in 2 weeks. So I was very surprised. It felt good though.
And after having gone through this whole experience, I know you don't like the travel aspect of it, but are you looking forward to getting back to a world championship again in the future?
I would love to go to a better place, yes.
All right.
I do like the pricing here. Stuff is cheap.
Oh, and then last, I'll just hand the mic over to Luke for any final words of wisdom or comments about the World Championships, or any jokes that you want to make at my expense or anything like that.
I mean, I think Paul owes me a couple drinks tonight for sure, along with Gaston and everybody else that he's bet against me. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, go to nationals, try to make a world team. There's nothing like it. I mean, even there's nothing like nationals. It's a whole different experience, and just keep lifting.
Take out a loan. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll leave it with that advice there from one of our most veteran junior lifters and one of our most veteran sub-junior lifters. And once again, we're really proud of you guys today, of your performances and for your whole career, Luke. And Kellen, we know you have a really bright future in the sport. And so we're proud of both of you, and you inspired a lot of people, and thank you for representing your country. And with that, that was the last press conference for the Equipped Sub-Junior and Junior World Championships. And thank you everyone who listened to them, tuned into these, and asked questions and showed up to all these. We really appreciate all of you. And with that, let's end it with a big round of applause for all of our athletes.